Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, I'm going to be looking at what happened with the US House Committee's grilling of Gary Gensler, the SEC chair, and if there are any potential implications for MMTLP. So before we do that, let's have a quick look at what's happening in the market. So first headline here, the S&P 500 currently is flat as in volatile trading as Wall Street digests big earnings. So again, a huge week for earnings, especially with companies like Tesla also due. But let's have a headline right now here in terms of what happened from the grilling. So headline here from Kitco News: SEC Chair Gary Gensler faces grilling from the US House Committee on Crypto Crackdown. So there was a significant focus on crypto. This was obviously due to SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, and also what happened with the crypto. So we can see here Gary did testify in front of the House Financial Services Committee. He answered questions. I don't think he answered them very well. There was a significant focus on cryptocurrency, and Congress gave the Commission a mandate to protect investors regardless of the labels of technology. So let's now dig a little bit deeper in terms of what happened and if there were any implications for MMTLP. I'm going to share with you now a reaction to what happened today. So shout out here to Warren Davidson, who first of all he stated, "I'm calling to the restructure of the SEC and the removal of Chair Gary Gensler. Watch my closing remarks from today's hearing where I lay out the abuse of power and the failure to protect investors that has incurred." So and what I stated in response to what Warren has posted here is, you are calling for the restructure of the SEC, you are calling for the removal of Gary, you're talking about abuse of power and failure to protect retail investors, and obviously this is endemic, but in my opinion, Warren, the real problem is FINRA. FINRA are funded by the broker-dealers, they're regulated by not regulated, but they regulate the broker-dealers, so there is a very, very clear conflict of interest. How can you regulate organizations who pay your wages? So restructure, change and discovery is needed to expose the truth about market manipulation. We know the whole story of MMTLP. We're not going to go through that. And so I think as well as change for the SEC, we also, I believe you should have focused on change on FINRA as well. So Watch Guru has posted here, US Congressman introduces a bill to restructure the SEC and fire Chairman Gary Gensler. However, now let's get back on track to what this may mean for MMTLP and if there was any direct discussions or mentions of MMTLP. And overall I would say unfortunately not, there wasn't any mention of MMTLP, so it is a little bit disappointing that Warren Davidson did not mention anything about MMTLP. I think we can maybe read between the lines and see that there could be something going on behind the scenes. So as far as the MMTLP community is concerned, for us nothing changes. We still make our voices heard loud and as clear as we can, and I think it is a battle. It is something that we are going to continue with. We are not leaving, and if there is change, it has to come definitely through Congress, but we will also consider the use of legal means if necessary, and I'm now going to update you on some developments shortly for some legal updates as well. So before we look at the legal updates, quick shout out here to Meta News, and this is with regard to Charles Payne. So what I posted here is a special thanks to Charles Payne for raising the important issue on behalf of retail. So I think Charles has done much more for us than Congress and the Senate so far. So he has asked some important questions that unfortunately Warren didn't ask, but special thanks to Charles, and he did raise important issues on behalf of retail. The SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce not only sounded like a hedge fund, but also smelled, looked and acted like one, completely devoid of any empathy for thousands of victims of injustice. So obviously the SE, go ahead and check that interview out. And I'm going to give now a shout out to John Berder, who's stated here, tagging in Charles again. Thanks for holding her feet to the fire, Charles. She is well versed in dancing around the issue, as they are comical that she suggested we contact the SEC. So that is a great comment. I think this person who responded to Charles by saying investors should complain and contact the SEC. Well, obviously that does clearly indicate that she's completely out of touch with reality, does not know what's going on. In fact, the whole community have been contacting the FINRA, SEC, media, broker dealers, and almost everybody we can. And then she goes ahead and say that's what we need to do. So we have done that, but now we need action. And finally, I'm going to finish off by giving a shout out to Hands of Steel, and this is with regard to a legal update. So Hands of Steel has just posted, and he stated, as promised, this is my MMTLP lawsuit for everyone to view, just filed today in federal court. So thanks for that, Hands of Steel. I will be looking at this file from the Dropbox links that has been shared. But what I can see from the post here, it is versus E-Trade Financial Corporate Services Incorporated, and it's also versus FINRA. So the lawsuits are building up. There are many now that we know about. There are probably many others that we do not know about. So we are not going away. Finally, thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.